Good morning. Here it is. It's Thursday morning. Once again, we're on the downhill slide now toward the weekend, and of course today is April the 18th. And I hope you had a great Wednesday. I hope that you were able to get over the hump of this week, and to kind of start working toward the weekend, and hopefully just a wonderful day to do what God has called us to do. But anyway, hope this morning finds you feeling well. Hope you're feeling good this morning. Hope that you are well rested. Hope that you're ready to venture out here before long and tackle the opportunities that God has richly blessed us with on this brand new day, on this Thursday morning. This morning, I want to share with you a devotional entitled "Perceived Value." Sometimes I think we forget that the apostles were people just like we are. They were ordinary people. They were godly men, whom God used powerfully. But, their greatness did not come from them. You see, it came from the fact that Jesus called them to be his followers. I mean, for example, a blank sheet of paper isn't worth much by itself. It's just a blank sheet of paper. But if it has the signature of let's say a famous person on it, then it could be worth a whole lot more. And if it has the signature of a very famous person, it can be very valuable. I read about a piece of paper with handwritten lyrics by one of the Beatles, and it's sold for $1,000 or thousands of dollars. And now, did someone buy it because they needed an extra piece of paper? Well, no. Listen, someone bought it because of the Beatles, whichever one it was, used that paper to write lyrics to a song that, has become famous. The value wasn't in the paper. I mean, it was in the one who wrote that piece of paper. Now, certain works of art, may not be, worth very much. But if they have the signature of someone like Van Gogh or Picasso, their value, it skyrockets. The value isn't in the canvas or even the paint. The value is in who created it and signed it. And where does our value come from? Does it come from who we are? No. Listen, it comes from Christ. I mean, who lives in us and whose signature is on our lives. The Bible tells us the following in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 7. It says, "We now have this light shining in our hearts, but we ourselves are like fragile clay jars containing this great treasure. This makes it clear that our great power is from God, not from ourselves." When Andrew, the apostle Andrew, brought his brother Simon Peter, to Jesus, the Bible says that Jesus looked intently at him. We could also, translate this to say that Jesus looked right through him. I mean, have you ever had someone, look right through you? I mean, to put it another way, do you have a mother? Mothers have a certain way of looking at their children. I know my mother certainly had a way of looking at me and my sister. But Jesus told Simon Peter that day in John chapter 1, verse 42, he said, "Your name is Simon, son of John, but you will be called Cephas," which means Peter. You see, Jesus was basically telling Peter, said, "I know that you've been known as Simon, but I have a new name for you. From now on, you're Peter." Simon Peter's new name meant rock. And ultimately, he would grow into that name. Jesus saw his potential. He saw what Simon Peter what he could become. In the same way, God sees right through you. He has a plan for your life. He knows what he can make you into. You see, Jesus, he knows the real you. He knows what you think about late at night, what you dream about, what you hope for and what worries you. And he knows what needs to happen in your life. Now, maybe Peter thought he wouldn't amount to anything, but then he met Jesus, who saw him for who he was. See, like Peter, you might be aware of maybe your own shortcomings. You don't feel as though God could ever do much with someone like you. But I want you to listen to this. God sees you for who you are, and he loves you, and he sees the potential in all of us, and I'm so thankful for that. I'm so thankful he sees the potential in us, and he works at trying to, wanting to make us into the people he wants us to be if we'll just be obedient to him. So anyway, I hope that encourages you here on this Thursday morning. I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember, Angie and I, we love you guys, and we're praying for you. And Lord willing, I'll see you tomorrow morning. God bless you.